Here we are on the top of Cadillac Mountain in Acadia National Park on Mount Desert Island. This is the first stop on the Ice Age Trail. We're at an elevation of about 1,500 feet, and the history of this area demonstrates that the hills around us, if you look behind me and around, they're very well rounded hills of granite. And this last shaping of these mountains, they were shaped much earlier than the Ice Age by running water, of course, because they're resistant rocks and they stand up. But the ice came over this mountain sometime after 25,000 years ago, flowing from the northwest to the southeast, and it flowed over this area and out onto the continental shelf about 300 miles to the southeast where it terminated. And at that time the ice was about 2 miles thick where we're standing, and of course the hills were rounded by the ice abrading them, the ice carrying sand, blocks of rock and so forth, and the base simply slid over the mountain and eroded it away. It's not quite as shiny as at a low elevation because there's no soil cover up here, and it's been exposed to the weather for since the post-glacial time started. Anyways, the ice margin receded after about 20,000 years ago, and it arrived in this area at about 17,000 years ago, at which time the top of this mountain came out of the ice. This is the highest mountain on the Maine coast, or on the whole coast of New England, and it came out of the ice before any other high spot did. One might argue that Mount Katahdin inland here is 5,000 feet high, and it must have come out of the ice early, but this area actually came out earlier than that. And so where I'm standing, under my feet is the first piece of Maine that saw the light of day at the end of the last glaciation. So it's a significant hill. To make a joke out of it, the local government couldn't collect much money from property taxes at that point when Maine was about a square foot under my feet. If you look around to my left in the distance is Tunk Mountain. The trail, Ice Age Trail, goes through Tunk Mountain area, stops at Tunk Lake as a matter of fact. But if you look at the shapes of some of the hills over there, they're asymmetrical. And that's a typical glacial shape. The ice moving up the northwest side, making a slope and then ripping it apart on the down ice side as it moves away. Porcupine Islands down here in the harbor to my left have the same cross-sectional profile. Gentle slope facing the ice flow and a ripped apart slope as the ice goes apart and goes out to sea. So very clearly the ice came over the top of this mountain and shaped it, and that's what we see today.